What a gift for getting here early. Late, it's like the Baptist church.
How you doing? Good. After 11 years with him, I couldn't just let him come by
We got a city
Don't feel like that long ago, yeah, that's right. We're tired. He's dead. We did something right.
All right, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to City Council's City Hall chambers here. We're glad to have you. Before we start the regular meeting, we're going to have public hearings. We have two public hearings on the agenda, beginning with public hearing number 1. Public hearing on ordinance number 4559, an ordinance to amend ordinance 4400, the same being the zoning ordinance of the city of Columbia, Tennessee, by rezoning a portion of property at tax map 99, parcel 60, located off of Tom J. Hitch Parkway and Highlander Drive, from Neighborhood Character District to General Urban Character District and General Urban Corridor Character District. This is Ward 3. Anyone in the audience this evening wish to be heard on public hearing number 1? Seeing none, anyone on council wish to be heard on public hearing number 1? Hearing none, entertain a motion to close public hearing number 1. Been moved and properly seconded to close public hearing number 1. Any discussion? Hearing none, Mr. Jablonski.
Mr. Huffman. Mr. Marshall. Mr. McKelvey. Ms. Sechrist. Vice Mayor McBroom. Mayor Mulder.
Aye. Public hearing number 1 is now closed. Next and final public hearing 2, public hearing on ordinance number 4560, an ordinance amending ordinance 4400, the same being the zoning ordinance of the city of Columbia, Tennessee, by amending standards for parking within Article 4. This is citywide. Public hearing number 2. Anyone in the audience this evening wish to be heard on public hearing number 2? Hearing none. Anyone on council wish to be heard? Seeing none, entertain a motion to close public hearing number 2. Motion's been made to close, properly seconded to close. Any discussion? Hearing none, Mr. Jablonski.
Mr. Huffman. Mr. Marshall. Mr. McKelvey. Ms. Sechrist. Vice Mayor McBroom. Mayor Mulder.
Aye. Public hearing number 2 is closed. All right, we'll now transition to our regular meeting. Welcome to all of you who are here this evening in person, and also all of you who are joining on our live stream. We're glad that you've joined and tuned in for what should be a very productive and positive meeting for the city of Columbia, Tennessee. We will begin with item number 1, our roll call. Mr. Jablonski, call the roll, please.
Mr. Huffman. Here. Mr. Marshall. Here. Mr. McKelvey. Here. Ms. Sechrist. Here. Vice Mayor McBroom. Here. Mayor Mulder.
Here. Let the record reflect those members who are present. Next, item number 2, the invocation by Rick Blevins of the First Baptist Church. I'd like to ask Brother Blevins if you'll come on up to the podium here for the invocation. And as he's making his way, if you would all please stand as you are able for the invocation to be read by Rick Blevins of First Baptist Church, and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance, which I will lead us in.
Thank you. Let's pray together. Our Father, we first of all recognize you as our Creator. And Lord, we humble ourselves before you as our God, and we're thankful to you for the salvation you offer us through your Son, Jesus. And Lord, we come tonight and we're thankful for these who have allowed themselves to be put on the front line for our community. Lord, I ask your blessings on them as they seek wisdom from you. So speak to their hearts in all the decisions and discussions. Father, they want to know truth. So may your word, this Holy Scriptures, Father, may it be foundational in the principles that they hold to. And Father, may we as a community always seek for the betterment of each individual and seeking the honor and glory of you. Father, we ask for your protection during this evening. And Lord, may we all seek your wisdom as we move forward throughout our community in growing, in reaching people, and in providing the most productive lives that we can for those who live here and all around us throughout our state. Father, once again, we're thankful to you for your great love for us. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. If you please face the flag for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. All right, that takes us to the section 4, approval of agenda. And on the approval of agenda, I note, Mr. City Manager, we do have one modification.
Yes, sir. Applicant for item 10.7, which is ordinance 4555, has requested that be withdrawn from the council's agenda for consideration. So we would recommend you approve the agenda with the removal of agenda item 10.7.
All right, I will make the motion to approve tonight's agenda item with the removal of item 10.7. It's been seconded by Councilmember McKelvey. Any discussion on that? Hearing none, Mr. Jablonski.
Mr. Huffman. Mr. Marshall. Mr. McKelvey. Ms. Sechrist. Vice Mayor McBroom. Mayor Mulder.
Aye, that item is approved. The agenda is approved as amended. If you were here tonight on item 10.7, you are now free to leave if you'd like. You're welcome to stay. But now that item has been taken from the agenda, there will be no discussion on item 10.7. But we're glad you're here if you happen to be here for that. Next, under organizational business, item 5.1, administration of the oath of office to Carl McCullen for the position of Ward 1 City Council Member. Carl McCullen is someone we all know who has been on this body before, and we're glad to have him back. I see in the crowd tonight we have former council member Mike Green, who is here, and we appreciate seeing Councilmember Green. Anytime he's back in City Hall is a good thing for all of us. We also have a couple of county commissioners here as well, and we're glad that y'all are here and gracing us with your presence this evening and supporting what this council is doing and supporting Councilmember McCullen. So I'm actually going to ask for all of the members of council to join me in the well for the swearing in of Councilmember McCullen. All right, you'll raise your right hand, and we got all the team is here. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Carl L. McCullen,
I, Carl L. McCullen,
duly appointed member
duly appointed member
of the City Council
of the City Council
for the First Ward
for the First Ward
for the City of Columbia,
for the City of Columbia,
Murray County, Tennessee,
Murray County, Tennessee,
for the term commencing
for the term mentioned
September 11, 2025,
September 11, 2025,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I have all of the qualifications
I have all the qualifications
named in the charter
named in the charter
for the office I am about to assume,
for the office I'm about to assume.
and that I will support the Constitution
I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and of the State of Tennessee,
and the State of Tennessee,
and the Charter and ordinances of the City of Columbia,
and the Charter and ordinance of the City of Columbia,
Murray County, Tennessee,
Murray County, Tennessee.
and I will faithfully discharge
I pay discharge
the duties of said
the
office,
duties of said office.
and that I shall faithfully demean myself
I shall faithfully demean myself
as such officer.
of the ballot.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, we're gonna get your signature here, and we have a member of the team providing some help on the pen. If you'll sign there. All right, Councilor McCollum, thank you for helping us fill our void here on the first ward, and God bless you, and thanks for your service.
Thank you.
All right.
Could we take a group photo with
Sure.
everyone?
Absolutely. It's like a.
Come on. I'm fine. I'm just taller than she is, and I figured I should look over top of her.
3, 2, and 1. One more. 3, 2, and 1. Thank you so much.
All right.
You get to stay here for the whole meeting. I think, where's, they gonna push him around. Mayor, is this Carl's?
It's actually Mr. All right, and that puts us back on item 5.2. Now that we've completed item 5.1, I'll let everybody get to their seats. We'll give it we'll be in recess for about a minute and a half. All right, we're back on the agenda, fully set forth now. It's a full member of 7 council members. It's good to be full again. Welcome back, Councilor McCollum. Item 5.2, approve the minutes of the August 14, 2025 City Council meeting. It's been moved and properly seconded. Any discussion on item 5.2's motion to approve? Hearing none, Mr. Jablonski.
Mr. McCullen? Mr. Huffman? Mr. Marshall? Mr. McKelvey? Ms. Sechrist? Vice Mayor McBroom? Mayor Mulder?
Aye. Item 5.2 is approved. We now have 2 presentations that I'll also invite council to join as they are able and willing. And Councilor McCollum, we should have just kept you down there. You could have joined us out down there. You're welcome to come down. We can help out on that. Item 6.1 will be the presentation of a proclamation to the Columbia Police Explorer Post 786. And then item 6.2 will be a presentation of a proclamation for National Service Dog Day. We're excited about both of these presentations. So again, I would ask council members to join me as they're able on item 6.1 and 6.2, beginning with the presentation to the Columbia Police Explorer Post 7086. I'm really excited about this presentation. I have to admit that when I was reading it for tonight's meeting, I remember when this happened and when y'all won the award, and it's exciting now to have you here to be able to recognize and honor y'all. There's a lot of things about y'all's group that could be said, the Explorers. Hopefully one of you will be willing to maybe share a few words, but one of the things I've always appreciated about this group is I don't know, I'm sure there are more than a few that have become police officers, including the assistant chief himself, Jeremy Haywood. And so when you consider that this is an opportunity to not only serve your community in a way where you're learning from the best of the best with the Columbia Police Department and just a truly sophisticated law enforcement agency, but you're also having an opportunity to potentially learn the ways to become an officer with character and integrity, and with the level of sophistication that you can only find in a place like Columbia Police Department. So that's why I'm excited for y'all's group, and particularly what some of the recognition that you got. So if you don't mind, I have a proclamation for you on behalf of all of us at the City Council. The Columbia Police Department Explorers Post 786 is a group of young men and women who are interested in pursuing a career in law enforcement. The group is guided by the Columbia Police Department's advisors, Sergeant Cheryl McPherson and Corporal Landon Barber. The group participates in an annual competition hosted by the South Carolina Association of Law Enforcement Explorers. The group competed in this year's competition in Columbia, South Carolina during the week of June 27th through July 3rd, in which they won 8 team trophies. Wondering if there was maybe a good luck, the Columbia connection there, South Carolina and Tennessee. A first place team trophy was received in the active shooter response and civil disturbance investigation. Second team trophy in arrest, search warrant, and unknown risk traffic stop. Third place team trophy in domestic investigations, officer down, and felony traffic stop. And a trophy was received for placing first overall in the entire competition. The Columbia Police Department Explorer Post 786 additionally received an award for being a 2025 Explorer Post of the Year, this being the first time in the history of the South Carolina Association of Law Enforcement Explorers competition for an agency outside the state of South Carolina. Those participating in this year's competition were as follows: Daisy Boyle, Shelby Davis, Brendan Pavlik, Aiden Watkins, Wyatt Bridge, and Max Cochran. Now, therefore, I, Chaz Mulder, Mayor of the City of Columbia, on behalf of all of us in the City Council, hereby proclaim Friday, September 12th, 2025 as the Columbia Police Department Explorers Post 786 Day in Columbia, Tennessee, and urge all citizens to join in celebrating the hard work and accomplishments of these young men and women. Let's give them a round of applause. One thing that we always do when you come on a Thursday night, we make your day the next day, so that way you have all day tomorrow to tell all your friends about the fact that your post is it's being honored as the post of the day, and it's your day in Columbia, Tennessee tomorrow. So I'm going to leave this with the first one here lined up, and would love for y'all, if one of y'all want to self-appoint someone to maybe give a couple words about your experience, we'd love to have that. This is where we just pick on people here, so you're not going to volunteer. I might volunteer you. You're holding the trophy. You wanna talk?
I don't know what to say. I'll say something. I don't know. I just want to thank you guys for letting us come here and giving us a day. I'm sure that really makes all of us really happy. And we're really happy that you guys invited us here tonight.
Very well said. Let's give them a round of applause. You didn't have on your bingo card today that you're going to be speaking at the meeting tonight, and you did a very good job. Thank you. Would either of y'all like to say anything on behalf of this group?
We are very blessed to have these young women and men in our program that are aspiring to be in law enforcement career. They've dedicated their times and lives to being able to learn more and be able to go hands-on with it in the competition. Not only do they train and do competition, they also help with our community events. You may have seen some of their faces during Mule Day and Christmas Parade and so on and so forth. So they've dedicated a lot of time and a lot of themselves to our community as well as our police department. And we're blessed and lucky enough to have them and being able to see them be the best versions of themselves and aspire to do something that many people don't want to do or want to put themselves at risk for.
Also very well said. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Well, one of the things that I know we all appreciate with CPD, among a number of things, is that CPD always invests in the future, whether it be officers in the future or officers in training or officers who are already in the department. The fact that there's such a commitment to that investment, Chief, and everyone, I think, is a testament to y'all's leadership and the reason that I'm so confident in the future of this agency, because we have the future leaders and future officers here this evening. So anything, Chief, that you'd like to provide?
One thing that might find interesting is Brendan, raise your hand up there. He just went through our application process of some hires as the next police officer. All right.
I was about letter of recommendation. It sounds like you exceeded. So congratulations. We're really excited. Councilor Huffman. Yes, the families who are in the audience this evening. Thank you, Councilor Huffman. For those of you who allowed your children to participate, we really appreciate that. We know that it was a sacrifice for them, but it's also a calling that hopefully they are finding, and it sounds like one already found the call. And so I should have made you speak since you're going to be on staff. But in any event, thank you all again. Let's give them a round of applause and we'll take a group photo. We'll put all the hardware in the middle, and we'll see if we can get all of the team to surround us here. Get on up here. There we go. You got to stand with the team.
Thank you.
I'm gonna get right behind you.
All right.
Get up here. Right there. That's
On
good.
the
Right
count of three, I've got everybody in. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, and 3.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate you so much.
Yes.
It's always good to see you.
Good to see you too.
One more presentation.
Don't go anywhere.
Yeah. We do have one more presentation to end out the evening of presentations. I can see him out in the hallway.
Oh, easy up here. They're what are they? Therapy dogs. That's what they are.
Thank y'all so much for doing this. We appreciate it.
Hey.
Good to see you again, Miss Lynn.
Y'all come on in. Fill in.
There's a lot of us too.
I'll tell you what, before I just jump into the proclamation presentation,
Okay.
Cindy, I'm going to anoint you as the one to, or appoint you, not anoint you. I don't do it.
You can anoint me too, it's
Right.
fine.
I'm going to appoint you as the one perhaps to maybe give an introduction of who all we have here and what brings us here, and thank you for being here.
Well, thank you. I sent Chaz an email several months ago. September is actually National Service Dog Awareness Month. Center of Hope had a service dog from Canine Companions. When I sent this to Chaz, he has since passed away. But still, we're doing this proclamation. It is the month to recognize those service dogs and the difference that they make in our community and to their handlers. And we're so thankful for this. So today, we have most of the staff with Center of Hope. Center of Hope is the Domestic and Sexual Assault Center here in Columbia, and we did have a service dog, a facility dog. His name was Treble. And we are here. And then Reverend Kane and his wife actually are puppy raisers for Canine Companions, and they have a retired Canine Companion. His name is Yakota. And Yakota goes and spreads love and does all of the stuff as a retired service animal. They have a new puppy. His name is Fettuccine, and I change his name every time I say it. He is only 9 weeks old, so he wasn't able to be here with us tonight. Reverend Kane is also the executive board, and Samantha is the executive director of Grace House in Remedy Inn. And so these dogs do a lot of good work in our community, and we really support those service animals and the important tasks that they have in our community.
Well, we're all sorry to hear about Treble, and liked and enjoyed our interactions with Treble whenever we had the chance. But it also provided an opportunity to bring a little bit more attention by doing it in a public meeting like this, and so I'm glad y'all were able to come, Reverend Kane. I appreciate you bringing in your service animal, now retired, but Fettuccine is in training, and we'll look forward to meeting Fettuccine.
You all have, this city has helped raise 10 puppies. So I can't thank you all enough, from restaurants to hospitals to conflicts, from weddings to funerals to everything where human beings are. You've been so, I couldn't pick a better place to raise puppies and share this four-legged animal as well. So thank you all very much for supporting our mission to just let these dogs work. Thank you.
So that's a good testament. Thank you, Reverend Kane, for those words. Let me read the proclamation, and again, we're glad to have Center of Hope here. We traditionally come to Center of Hope for events, but this is an opportunity to bring y'all out into City Hall, and we're glad you're here. Whereas we believe in the joyful, transformative power of humane canine bond and inclusivity of all citizens. In the United States, 70 million adults have a disability, and only 16,000 service dogs from accredited training programs exists nationwide, and that need is growing. Canine Companions created the concept of service dogs for people with physical disabilities 50 years ago, creating a new kind of support for disabilities. Canine Companions is a nonprofit organization that enhances the lives of people with disabilities by providing expertly trained service dogs and ongoing support to ensure quality partnerships free of charge. Canine Companions and their service dogs empower people with disabilities to lead life with greater independence by providing best-in-class training, ongoing follow-up services, and a deeply committed community of support. National Service Dog Month aims to educate our community about the benefits of service dogs and the laws protecting their handlers. Whereas the City of Columbia continues to work towards becoming an inclusive community in which all citizens and their trained service dogs are embraced. Now, therefore, in recognition of service dogs and the adults and children with disabilities in our communities, I, Charles Mulder, Mayor of the City of Columbia, on behalf of all of us on City Council, do hereby proclaim September 2025 to be National Service Dog Month and encourage all citizens to participate. All right, here's to the service dogs. So I guess we'll take a quick photo. We might even put the proclamation down by.
Your Kodak.
Yeah.
Here. There we go. I want you to know, Treble looked at Reverend K like he was a god too. I mean, he would just look at him with such loving. It was amazing.
I can go on. Okay. Oh, we gotta put the prop back.
Yeah. Put the prop back down.
On the count of 3, 1, 2, 3.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Thank you. We appreciate you so much. Let's be the first one.
Take care. Takes us to the consent agenda. These items are deemed non-controversial, requiring no additional discussion or debate. I'll read them in a block, and we will vote them on a block. If there's anyone that wants to take any of the items out of the consent agenda, please advise at the conclusion of the reading. 7.1, approve disbursements for the month of July 2025 in the amount of $15,353,952.70. 7.2, approve and authorize the mayor to execute an agreement between the City of Columbia and Payment Tech LLC. 7.3, approve and authorize the mayor to sign amendments numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4 to the Tyler Technologies contract and authorize the project change request. 7.4, approve and authorize the mayor to execute change order 1 for fiscal year 24-25 street resurfacing contract between the City of Columbia and Volunteer Paving for pavement repairs, milling, striping, and resurfacing at Fairview Park in the amount of $196,346.72. Item 7.5, approve and authorize the mayor to sign a contract between the City of Columbia and Journal Communications for advertising in the 2026 Tennessee Vacation Guide in the amount of $9,000. Item 7.6, approve the bid award to Benchmark Companies and contract execution for brush grinding and debris removal services in the amount of $90,000. Item 7.7, approve purchase of the tire machine in the amount of $40,326.62 from Mohawk Lifts LLC, utilizing Sourcewell contract number 121223. Item 7.8, approve and authorize the mayor to sign an amendment to the Wells Fargo copier contract. Item 7.9, approve and authorize the mayor to sign the agreement of a condition assessment of Carters Creek Force Main between the City of Columbia and Water Management Services LLC in the amount of $100,000. And item 7.10, approve and authorize the mayor to sign change order 1 between the City of Columbia and Hawkins and Price for boring under all roads associated with the Carters Creek Force Main relocation project in the amount of $58,000. That'd be the City of Columbia and Hawkins and Price would be the name of the company. That's item 7.10. That's the consent agenda. Does anyone have any item to take out of the consent agenda for purposes of discussion? Hearing none, we'd entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda. It's been moved and properly seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, Mr. Jablonski.
Mr. McCollum. Aye. Mr. Huffman. Aye. Mr. Marshall. Aye. Mr. McKelvey. Ms. Seacrest. Vice Mayor McBroom. Mayor Mulder.
Aye, the consent agenda is approved. There being no items under Section 8, we'll go now to Section 9, Resolution, beginning with 9.1, Resolution 2563, Tax Corrections. It's been moved and properly seconded. Any discussion on item 9.1? Hearing none, Mr. Jablonski.
Mr. McCullen. Mr. Huffman. Mr. Marshall. Mr. McKelvey. Ms. Seacrest. Vice Mayor McBroom. Mayor Mulder.
Aye, that item is approved. Next item, 9.2, Resolution 2564, a resolution to accept the streets and drainage improvements servicing Ridgeview Oaks subdivision, phases 1 and 2, for ownership and maintenance. It's been moved, properly seconded to approve. Any discussion? Hearing none, Mr. Jablonski.
Mr. McCullen. Mr. Huffman. Mr. Marshall. Mr. McKelvey. Ms. Seacrest. Vice Mayor McBroom. Mayor Mulder.
Aye, that item is approved. Next item, 9.3, Resolution 2565, accepting a donation of one firefighter statue with the value of $503.75 to the Columbia Fire and Rescue. It's been moved and properly seconded. I just note that this was an undisclosed citizen. Is that right, Mr. Massey? Yes. Okay. Well, we greatly appreciate all of our gifts, disclosed or otherwise, and we say thank you for that. Any further discussion? We'll take the vote.
Mr. McCullen. Mr. Huffman. Mr. Marshall. Mr. McKelvey. Ms. Seacrest. Vice Mayor McBroom. Mayor Mulder.
Aye, that item is approved. Mr. Massey.
I will say the undisclosed individual is in the audience tonight. Let it go with that.
Let the record reflect. I'll let you have a softball to see if you would hit it, and you missed it. So, in any event, we'll move on now. We do say thank you, and we're grateful. Item 9.4, Resolution number 2566, a resolution to accept the ownership and maintenance of sewer improvements serving Rutherford Subdivision Phase 2. Been moved and properly seconded by Councilmember Seacrest. Any discussion on that resolution? Hearing none, Mr. Jablonski.
Mr. McCullen. Mr. Huffman. Mr. Marshall. Mr. McKelvey. Ms. Seacrest. Vice Mayor McBroom. Mayor Mulder.
Aye, that item is approved. Next and final item under resolutions, 9.5, Resolution 2567, Tax Assessment Corrections. It's been moved. It's been properly seconded. Any discussion on that item? Hearing none, Mr. Jablonski.
Mr. McCullen. Mr. Huffman. Mr. Marshall. Mr. McKelvey. Ms. Seacrest. Vice Mayor McBroom. Mayor Mulder.
Aye, that item is approved. Now we move on to the final section of the working agenda, ordinances. 10.1, second consideration of ordinance number 4552, an ordinance to amend 4400, the zoning ordinance of the City of Columbia, Tennessee, by rezoning tax map 99, parcel 59.03, located at 1221 East N Street, from Neighborhood Large Character District to Neighborhood Character District, Ward 3. This is item 10.1. Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? I would note that there's an individual that signed up to speak tonight who happens to be a new father for the 4th time, and I don't think he wants to come up unless he's called upon, and it doesn't look like there's anything to be called upon for. So without further ado, any other discussion, we'll take the vote.
Mr. McCullen. Mr. Huffman. Mr. Marshall. Mr. McKelvey. Ms. Seacrest. Vice Mayor McBroom. Mayor Mulder.
Aye, that item is approved. Thank you, Mr. Newton, for being here. Congratulations again. Next item, 10.2, second consideration of ordinance number 4556, an ordinance approving the conveyance of a permanent utility easement and temporary construction easements to Columbia Power and Water Systems for purposes of a water line, and authorizing the mayor to sign any and all documents necessary to convey said easements to Columbia Power and Water Systems. Item 10.2.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Any discussion on item 10.2? Hearing none, Mr. Jablonski.
Mr. McCullen. Mr. Huffman. Mr. Marshall. Mr. McKelvey. Ms. Seacrest. Vice Mayor McBroom. Mayor Mulder.
Aye, item 10.2 is approved. Next item, 10.3, second consideration of ordinance number 4557, an ordinance approving the conveyance of permanent utility easements and temporary construction easements to Columbia Power and Water Systems for purposes of a water line, and authorizing the mayor to sign any and all documents necessary to convey said easements to Columbia Power and Water Systems. It's item 10.3.
Move to approve.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Any discussion on item 10.3? Hearing none, Mr. Jablonski.
Mr. McCullen. Mr. Huffman. Mr. Marshall. Mr. McKelvey. Ms. Seacrest. Vice Mayor McBroom. Mayor Mulder.
Aye, that item passes. Next item, 10.4, second consideration of ordinance number 4558, an ordinance to amend Title 8, Chapter 2, Section 8216 of the Columbia Municipal Code by adding subsection 3 regarding restrictions on beer permits in the Columbia Arts District overlay based on proximity to public parks, schools, and churches.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilmember McKelvey, seconded by Councilmember Marshall. Any discussion on that motion to approve item 10.4? Hearing none. Mr. Jablonski.
Mr. McCollum. Mr. Huffman. Mr. Marshall.
Aye.
Mr. McKelvey. Ms. Seacrest. Vice Mayor McBroom. Mayor Mulder.
That item is approved. Next item, 10.5. First consideration on ordinance 4553 to amend ordinance number 4487, the Connect Columbia Comprehensive Plan by reclassifying the future land use designation for tax map 112, parcels 17 and 18.02 off of Trotwood Avenue and Foster Lane from rural transition to suburban neighborhoods, Ward 1. This is item 10.5.
I'll be abstaining on 10.5 and 10.
All right. Let the record reflect the Vice Mayor's indicated his abstention on items 10.5 and 10.6, which are related to one another. But for now, we're on 10.5. I do have one individual that signed up to speak on this, that being Adam Crunk. On item 10.5, Mr. Crunk, would you like to speak? I shouldn't just call you out. I gave Mr. Newton a pass, but I imagine you might want to speak. So if you'll come on up and give us your name and contact address, and you'll have the floor for 3 minutes.
All right, thank you. Adam Crunk with Crunk Engineering. Our address is 7112 Crossroads Boulevard, Brentwood, Tennessee. Mr. McCollum, welcome. Glad you're part of the board, and thank you for serving. Since you haven't had the chance to hear our spiel in the past work sessions, I'd just like to go ahead and lay out our case here. So with this land, it's been a journey over the last 3 years in an effort to get the property and the surrounding developments at a position where we felt like we could ask for annexation and rezoning. There's been a lot of cooperation with the property owner to the north, and then the other property owner further to the north along Trotwood to seek solutions for sewer, water, and access. With that cooperation, it's evident in this particular item 10.5 regarding our comprehensive land use change request. The property immediately to our north is zone CD3, and that's the same zone that we're seeking to be zoned to as well. However, that property is not zoned suburban neighborhood, which we understand is necessary to seek CD3 zoning. Therefore, that property owner, along with our property owner, have combined an application to seek comprehensive land use changes to suburban neighborhood for both parcels. And we feel like this makes sense. When you look at the broader map to the east, all that land is suburban neighborhood. And if you think of Trotwood as a spine road, and you look on the north side of Trotwood, a suburban neighborhood extends for quite a distance to the north there. And we feel like if you look symmetrically on the other side of Trotwood, having suburban neighborhood extend to this property makes sense. The density that we're proposing here is only 2 units per acre. This property is really limited by a hillside and the TVA easement. Just wanted to point that out. Again, I mentioned the sewer solution for these properties. There'd be a pump that this property owner would contribute to, and is also helping with easements to get a force main from that pump tied back into the sewer system. And then as far as water goes, we do have a full commitment letter from CPWS, understanding that once 80 units are built in our development and the one to the north, that a new connection to Trotwood would be required. Be happy to address any questions you may have, but feel like our comprehensive land use amendment and our rezoning request are reasonable and appreciate your approval. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Crunk, thank you for your words and your professionalism. As always, we appreciate your expertise that you provide to multiple items that you work with in front of this council. Any member of council have any questions?
The planning commission's done turned this down, right?
Mr. Massey, do we?
Study session last time.
Paul, could you come forward and address Councilman Huffman's question, please?
Mr. Kelly, had the planning commission done turned this down?
Yes.
And Mr. Kellner, one question. I mean, well, with respect to the Planning Commission and its action, it is true that if you receive it's a recommendation for approval or for non-approval, and there are times where matters come before this body that have been recommended for approval that don't get approval, just like the Planning Commission has said not to approve that this council has approved. I mean, that's how that process works, right? Just make sure we're clear on that.
Right, so the authority is just as a recommending body with regards to land use, and so that's what they presented to you today.
Actually, the question I wanted to ask you, and this may be a Donnie Bosher's question, but with respect to wastewater and what this is doing, the developer is the one, they would be the ones that would be making this wastewater improvement and enhancement, and what does that do for this area with respect to those enhancements that they're doing? That may be a Donnie Bosher's question, Mr. Massey. If we could.
Donnie, could you come forward? And I think Councilman Marshall, you have a question. Did you want to ask that for Paul?
Yes.
Paul, if you don't mind coming back and addressing Councilman Marshall's question first.
What were the issues that why the Planning Commission turned that down? Because it has two similar projects right in front of it that passed.
Yes, sir. So I think it comes back just to your comprehensive plan. So your comprehensive plan is the guiding document for your entire city. It's the parent document of all other documents that we have regarding to development. That document has had this particular piece of property rule for several versions of those comprehensive plans. The property to the north of that has actually floated back and forth, but in the whole time, it's always had a zoning on it, is what it has today. So the comprehensive plan amendment for that particular piece of property to the north would not have any effect on it and how it develops today. They already have a vested right under the current zoning. So looking at that, I think the question was, well, where does that transition start? If you continue to push the rural transect and further out, when do you start to see what I've been hearing, as well as from the commissions, is that they're looking for some larger lots instead of the standard smaller lots that we've been seeing for a number of years. So where does that begin? And so that's what some of the things were. So the comprehensive plan, the zoning was not compatible with the comprehensive plan, and they did not feel it was the opportunity was right to change the comprehensive plan.
What is right that fits that piece of property? What would it be? CD2?
CD2 is what the rural transact would be for. Yes.
Okay. And that's pretty much why they turned it down.
Yes, so not amending the comprehensive plan. So in order to rezone a piece of property, it has to follow the comprehensive plan. So if you do not approve the comprehensive plan, then you would not be able to rezone the property.
What is the zoning to the south of it, or maybe the southeast of it, or east? Leatherwood?
Is
that CD3 or is that CD3L? Or maybe CD. What is CD? Would CD3L fit it?
That looks more like a CD3L, but the southeast is still going to be in the county. So this property only touches the city currently at the very end of the cul-de-sac that you're talking about. There's a small sliver there. Yes, sir. And that looks more like just looking at the lot size, looks more like a 3L.
Okay. And would 3L work on this piece of property? Would it have passed 3L, you think?
It could have been a different conversation, I think.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Keltner, didn't they already have trouble with water pressure out?
There was a lot of conversation on water pressure with regards to that. I know that with the addition of the city tanker truck, that they were able to meet the required fire flow for the fire department. But that's about as far as I would get into.
But we can't count on tanker. We don't. Houston said that. So until we get some water out there, some more water. And I've got friends that live out there said their water pressure is awful, and all that feeds off of one grid.
Yes, sir. From a planning commission standpoint, they're just looking at the letters coming from the fire department and the Columbia Power and Water System and what they're reporting.
All right. So, Mr. Keltner, since you're up, let me just stick with you real quick. So, if 10.5 passes, then we would go to 10.6. Yes, but
sir.
if 10.5 fails, are you saying at that point we would not be able to take action on 10.6?
Yes, sir, that is correct. So the way it's written is that the zone must match the comprehensive plan allowment.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right.
If I might interject, I think you still have to vote on 10.6.
Right.
I don't think if you follow the ordinance,
yeah,
do it.
We can't just skip it, but at that point we can't have one without the other.
That's right.
That's right. I mean, my advice is if you still vote on 10.6, but at that point, you've got to look at factors and what's required to.
All right. Very good. Thank you, Mr. City Attorney. All right. Thank you, Mr. Keltner. Any other questions for Paul Keltner? Hearing none. Mr. Boshiers, if you don't mind coming on up. And I guess the question I had was with respect to what it was that the developer was going to do with respect to the wastewater enhancements and how that will impact that area.
Yeah, they're going to add a pump station, and it is going to open up that whole area from the existing subdivision that's up there down to Foster Lane. There's been a lot of work done in getting a solution to the wastewater out there. We looked at possibly, or they looked at possibly boring under Trotwood Avenue and connecting across the road to over there near Ridley. But since they couldn't do that, they're going up to the name of that road, Rockland Drive. The pump station will pump up to Rockland Drive to stay away from the new work that we had done in the Casey Valley area. That's where the existing subdivision up there goes. And if you remember, we spent a lot of money over in that area. And so we're bypassing it if they go to Rockland Drive, which we felt was a better solution. But as far as capacity goes with the plant, we've got plenty of capacity.
All right. Any questions? Mr. Boshiers? Thank you, Mr. Boshiers. Good to see you. All right. So we're back on 10.5 on first consideration. Entertain a motion to approve item 10.5 on first consideration.
Move to approve.
Motion's been made. Is there a second? Need a second on first consideration. Motion's been made. I'll make a second for purposes of the vote. Any discussion on item 10.5 first consideration? If not, we will now take a vote. Mr. Jablonski.
Mr. McCullen? Mr. Huppen?
No.
Mr. Marshall?
Yes.
Mr. McKelvey?
No.
Ms. Sechrist?
No.
Vice Mayor Broom? Mayor Mulder?
I'll vote no on item 10.5. That item fails on first consideration. We now have item 10.6 that we've heard from the city attorney on. First consideration of ordinance 4554, an ordinance to amend ordinance 4400, the same being the zoning ordinance of the city of Columbia by zoning property being annexed by resolution number 2557 located off Trotwood Avenue and Foster Lane, being tax map 112, parcel 17 to neighborhood character district Ward 1. It's item 10.6. For purposes of taking a vote on this item, I'll make a motion to approve. Been seconded. Any discussion, Mr. City Attorney?
Well, on the discussion, you're on 10.6, and I would just point out that on 10.6, let me get my requirements here. On 10.6, since you've not approved the amendment to the comp plan, the factors you're to consider, one is whether the rezoning is consistent with the comp plan, which it will not be now since you've not approved the amendment. While there's a motion to approve in a second, I would just remind everybody to take that into consideration, that it is not consistent with the comp plan, and that's something that it would really probably need to be. So that's the factor to consider on the vote. And
now that I have messed that up,
and Mr. Keltner, and I may ask him if I think there needs to be a vote. Did you think something different once the 10.5 failed?
Yeah, yes, sir, that's correct. It does need to be a vote and made on that section 48519, one of those review criteria.
Sure you were in agreement
yes, sir,
with that even though it's not going to be consistent, that the vote still needs to be.
Yes, sir.
I think that agenda item still needs to be considered.
So I'm wondering if I might withdraw my motion and make a motion to deny in light of
that's
that.
where I was going with it, Mayor.
Yeah.
I think it's probably more appropriate to
I think so.
deny based on the criteria the city attorney has identified.
I apologize. I was trying to make a motion so that we could take a vote on it to deny, but I think it's probably cleaner for me to withdraw my motion if Mr. Marshall would agree to withdraw his second. Mr. Marshall, do you agree to withdraw your second? which he's signifying that he does, which means my motion to approve has been withdrawn, as has the second. So now, in light of what you have indicated, Mr. City Attorney, which I believe to be correct, I will make a motion to deny item 10.6, and that it would be inconsistent with our comp plan. It's been seconded by Mr. Marshall, since he was in on that on the first go around. Apologies for that confusion. So we have a motion to deny item 10.6 been made and properly seconded. Any discussion on the motion to deny? So we're voting on a motion to deny item 10.6. Hearing none, Mr. Jablonski.
Mr. McCullen? Mr. Huffman? Mr. Marshall? Mr. McKelvey? Ms. Sechrist? Vice Mayor McBroom? Mayor Mulder?
Aye. Item 10.6 is denied. All right. Thank you for that, Mr. City Attorney. Apologies for the confusion, but appreciate the education on Robert Rules of Order. Item 10.7, first consideration of ordinance number 4555, an ordinance to amend ordinance 4400, the zoning ordinance of the City of Columbia by amending Christ Our Savior Plan Unit Development at Tax Map 51. I'll stop now. That has been removed from the agenda, so we don't even have to act because it's already been removed. I apologize once again. Next item, 10.8, first consideration of ordinance 4559 to amend ordinance 4400, the zoning ordinance of the City of Columbia by rezoning a portion of property located at Tax Map 99, Parcel 60, off of Tom J. Hitch Parkway and Highlander Drive, from Residential Character District to General Urban Character District and General Urban Corridor Character District, Ward 3.
All of that is just the city's cleaned up some language.
Yes, sir. This is a housekeeping ordinance.
All right, we have a motion on the table. Do we have a second? Second by Councilmember Huffman. Any discussion on item 10.8? Hearing none, Mr. Jablonski.
Mr. McCullen? Mr. Huffman? Mr. Marshall? Mr. McKelvey? Ms. Sechrist? Vice Mayor McBroom? Mayor Mulder?
Aye. 10.8 is approved. Next item, 10.9, first consideration on ordinance 4560, an ordinance amending ordinance 4400, the zoning ordinance of the City of Columbia by amending standards for parking within Article 4 citywide. It's been moved for approval and properly seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, Mr. Jablonski.
Mr. McCullen? Mr. Huffman? Mr. Marshall? Mr. McKelvey? Ms. Sechrist? Vice Mayor McBroom? Mayor Mulder?
Aye. Item 10.9 is approved. Item 10.10, first consideration of ordinance 4561 to amend fiscal year 25-26 budget ordinance 4544, providing for the revisions to the general state street aid, capital project grants, and wastewater funds, and establish October 9, 2025 as the date of public hearing. Motion's been made and properly seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, Mr. Jablonski.
Mr. McCullen? Mr. Huffman? Mr. Marshall? Mr. McKelvey? Ms. Sechrist? Vice Mayor McBroom? Mayor Mulder?
Aye, that item is approved. All right, that takes us to the remaining portions of the agenda with other business. I'll just point out some of these dates. For items upcoming, we have the Riverwalk Park paddle boat launch that has been scheduled for September 29, 2025 at Riverwalk Park. The 10th Annual Columbia Police Department Community Event is scheduled for Tuesday, September 30, 5 to 7 at Riverwalk Park. Looking forward to that event, of course. And then the Safe Haven Baby Box unveiling has been scheduled for Wednesday, October 1st at 3:30 at Fire Station 1. You may recall when Fire Station 1 renovations began, the Safe Haven Baby Box has been something that's been a part of those plans, really, I think, Chief, from the beginning. And this is something that is a national organization that oversees this. And so to have one of these in our community will really be a special thing. So hopefully you can be there for that. And then on Friday, October 3rd, the Thurgood Marshall statue unveiling on South Main and East 8th Street, which gives an opportunity to point out how good that area looks. And thanks to all those who've been involved in taking a part of that. Public Works did a really good job in doing what they were doing there, and the city engineer and development department. And that was truly a team effort on that roundabout. And now we'll get to finalize it with the statue unveiling on Friday, October the 3rd. Those are the events as I know them. I also want to point out that today we had a really good event this morning. There were a lot of members of council that were present for an opportunity to pause and remember the events of September 11, 2001, 24 years ago. I misspoke this morning and said 21 years ago, but 24 years ago, and it's still an important day to remember. And I had the chance today to teach my class at Columbia State and talking about how that's one of the days that you'll never forget where you were and what you were doing and the sacrifice that almost 4,000 people made losing their lives that day, including a large number of our first responders. And we have very good first responders in our community, very good law enforcement and public safety, Columbia Police Department, Columbia Fire and Rescue. And I really like to lump in all of our departments in the city as being first responders, because it is true a lot of times Public Works Department is also there as a first responder. And so we could include them as well. But we're very fortunate to have such good public safety and first responders in our community. And because we know how fortunate we are, we also know that anytime a life is lost in the line of duty, we all mourn, and that was certainly a sorrow day for our country. So thank you for being there this morning and being a part of that event. And I just want to give a special shout out to our first responders in Columbia. With that, Councilmember Huffman, you may have the last word.
Baby box down here, I think, Chief's still here. We're one of the few that's got that in the whole state, right? Yes, we're like one of four that's gonna be in the state. I think that's the minimum.
Councilor McKelvey.
Also like to keep in mind the Kirk family that happened, this assassination that happened yesterday. We need to keep that in our minds and thoughts. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion or business to be addressed? Councilmember Huffman makes the motion to adjourn, and is there a second? Councilmember Marshall seconds it. We'll take a vote.
Mr. McCollum? Mr. Huffman? Mr. Marshall? Mr. McKelvey? Ms. Sechrist? Vice Mayor McBroom? Mayor Mulder?
Aye, we are adjourned.